people die. In 2018, we had over 70,000 people die of the flu. Boom! Boom! What's up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, CEO, MTS Nutrition, Chief Marketing Officer, TigerFitness.com, creator of the Outright Bar, as well as partner in the Ambrosia Collective and 015 Nutrition. We have had a lot of devastating, sad loss to the bodybuilding community. There's a pro bodybuilder, an Iranian pro bodybuilder just passed away from COVID. We just had a female bodybuilder, I'm not naming names, who passed away before, actually, because she just didn't show up at the pro show. And people were like, what happened? Turns out she had an emergency situation, passed away. Obviously, the passing of John Meadows, and the list goes on and on. You go back a little bit, Dallas died, Rich Piana died. A lot of bodybuilders appear to be dying. And I've actually made a little list of the reasons I think pro bodybuilders are dying and the real reason they're dying. And unfortunately, we can't give an exact answer. We could just give reasons and then hopefully prevent them from happening. Now, the number one thing that I think hurts bodybuilders is that even though we're large and muscular, we're still bigger. The bigger you are, the bigger you are. The more your body has to sustain your organs to pump blood from your heart throughout the body. Your body, your heart doesn't know that you're 300 pounds of fat or 300 pounds of shredded muscle. Your body just knows that there's a large amount of mass that I have to pump blood to. Now, if it has to do that, that just means your organs are working overtime. And I look at the heart and the organs as kind of like a transmission on a car. It's good till about 200,000 miles, right? And the faster you get there, the sooner your transmission will blow out. Sometimes you might get lucky. You might get like a good old-fashioned Toyota Celica. You still see those little box cars driving, and they look like it's all rusted, falling apart, but it's on the original transmission. And sometimes you might get lucky with one of those. But at the end of the day, the harder you run your organs, the more likely it is for them to give out. The more use, the more abuse, the more they're going to have wear and tear, just like anything. Like your body's regenerative. It's a marvel. It's a godly marvel, but it only lasts so long. So the more pressure you put on that, the worse. So I haven't looked into this, but someone once told me, when you go to an old person's home, you don't really see tall people. Could that be because they just have more body? Like our organs are around the same size. That, I mean, the heart gets hypertrophy, it grows because it's working harder. And athletes have larger hearts. So bodybuilders being athletes, they might succumb to some issues, right? But let's look beyond that. One thing I want to look at is immunity. Like you wouldn't know, you would think that someone who goes to the gym 6 days a week, 7 days if you include cardio, tans, gets that vitamin D, probably supplements, you would think that they'd be in a good spot to not die from something like COVID or some immunocompromised disease. However, your immunity is definitely, it's going to be challenged if you're putting your body through an extreme amount of drugs, an extreme amount of hepatotoxic items. I think it comes down to the liver. I think that some bodybuilders, I'm not saying the people who died have done this, but I think that when your liver and your organs are in a compromised state, your liver is your body's filtration. So what will happen is your body's more prone to get an infection, and your body's less likely, because it's busy battling its own issues due to liver health and everything, to fight off infections like COVID. And that's why I get my blood work done every 6 months. That's why I supplement with ambrosia nectar. That's why I do all these crazy hippie things. That's why I go in the sauna twice a day. That's why I take injectable glutathione from Hormone Health and Wellness. Is because we need to pay attention to that stuff. We need to pay attention to health. We need to pay attention to longevity. Because, hey, size is great, but you lose all your size when you're dead. It goes away. So I think the main issue that we're seeing bodybuilders succumb to things is that they're looking at one side of the coin. But if you look at bodybuilders who are more interested in longevity, like a Brandon Curry, whose wife literally up until about 6 months ago owned a health and wellness longevity clinic, who pays attention to the vitamins and all those external things. Those are the people who are going to balance it out and might even be ahead of an average healthy person. Everything's healthy. Like I'm drinking water right now. This is water. Water is extremely healthy, right? But you could die of hyperemia from drinking too much. Everything has its limits. And weight training and everything and exercise, while it's healthy and being a fighting body weight is healthy, if you're exhausting your organs, you're more likely to succumb to that. Another thing I think bodybuilders don't pay enough attention to is inflammation. Inflammation is literally Satan. Inflammation is one of the main issues with immunity. It's been linked to increased cases in viruses. It's terrible. So a lot of people don't pay enough attention to inflammation in the body. So how do you decrease total body inflammation? Well, there are supplements to do that. Like for example, Machine Motion has turmeric in it, which is phenomenal. Fish oil and black seed oil, 2 MTS nutrition things. I come out with a lot of these products because I'm selfish, because I want them for my own health. You look at black seed oil, you look at that. You also look at controlling blood sugar. Let's get into insulin. Now, insulin, I haven't heard of any direct insulin deaths, but if someone is injecting insulin, it's causing spikes in insulin and blood sugar, which does signal and enhance or amplify inflammatory markers. So what I do is I take something called Nutrient Driver, which contains an ingredient called berberine. I also take prescribed from, again, Hormone Health and Wellness. I take prescribed metformin. So every meal I have one nutrient driver, and except for the 2 times a day, I usually eat 8 times a day, including my pre and post workout meal. And those other 2 meals, the morning and night meal, I have my metformin, a gram total, 500 milligrams split in 2. But taking berberine or 1 nutrient driver cap every meal, or simply take 2 nutrient driver twice a day, that's what I do. But when you drive insulin, right? When you drive blood sugar, your body's going to have an inflammatory response, systemically and acutely. You have joint issues. You ever wonder, besides the autoimmune benefits, why the carnivore dieters get such great results with joint health and keto dieters? Because you're removing a lot of the inflammatory response from the blood sugar and insulin response. So we need to pay attention to that. So the main thing I want to focus on is inflammation and liver health. Now, there are supplements for that really help. I make the ones I make because they're the best, but look at the ingredient profiles and at least buy a few of them. I might mention them. One is ambrosia nectar. Ambrosia nectar is the one supplement everyone should take, everyone on this earth. We have a root beer flavor that's absolutely ridiculous, by the way, but it has what you need as far as artichoke root extract, as far as silymarin, things that help with liver and organ health, including kidney health, heart health. We have all that built in. You know, you want to do that. You want to take your immunity supplements. I'm going to link my immunity stack below. Quercetin, vitamin D, vitamin C, and zinc. Take that every day. That is the best thing right there. Quercetin, 400 milligrams twice a day. Vitamin C, 1 gram twice a day. Vitamin D, 5,000 IUs per day. And zinc. You could either take ZMA before bed. We have MTS ZMA. Or you could take about 30 milligrams of zinc and you're golden. Okay? So I want you to do that. I want you to pay attention to everything you're doing. Now, do steroids directly kill people? The answer is no. Insulin can kill people. Diuretics can kill people. Testosterone and GH won't kill you. However, what it will do is it will offset. One, it will make you put on size. We've already discussed that. Another thing is it will alter negatively your lipid profiles. That's your LDL, your HDL, and all those lipids, right? So what you want to do is you want to mitigate that. Again, cardiovascular exercise, keeping cardio in year round helps a lot. Weight training, obviously you're doing that, so you got that down. Eating healthy fats, taking fish oil, 3 grams of combined EPA or DHA a day, meaning combined. So if you have 240 EPA and 260 DHA, that's 500 milligrams. So that would mean that you want to get 3 grams of that. That'd be 6 pills. That's 5 total MTS Nutrition fish oil pills. Black seed oil, I love that. I just implemented it because I came out with it. And I think it's been great. My blood work, which I've posted publicly, is perfect. Literally perfect. And again, liver, you want to keep your AST, ALT in check. And those are things that nectar does, in my opinion, based on my experience, help with. All right, so that's what you want to do. You want to pay attention to supplementing the health supplements. Don't just look at pre-workout and post-workout and protein. Look at your health. One thing we learned during this pandemic is that, dude, vitamins work. And they act as great prophylactics against all these illnesses. And bodybuilders, when getting that big, you're inviting a whole host of health issues. One of the reasons I retired 8 years ago, I'm making a comeback, but I'm doing it smart. And I want to live because I have a lot to live for. I have a beautiful house in Brentwood, Tennessee, and a perfect family. And I have my family of kids I coach at Ravenwood High. So another thing I want to mention, and this is something I don't think we pay enough attention to. People die. People die. In 2018, we had over 70,000 people die of the flu. I had a friend of a friend who literally got a cut on his leg, went in the ocean, 2 days later died of an infection. People die. And in our sampling of bodybuilding community, there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of bodybuilders. I would venture to say that our death rate isn't much higher. And a lot of it is congenital. You look at John Meadows, a lot of that was genetic. Did it help that he was 240 pounds lean? Probably not. But John had health issues. John had body parts removed due to those health issues. And John had genetic issues that caused his ultimate death. It is what it is. And there's what steroids can do, what this lifestyle can do, is if you have underlying medical conditions that are sedentary, congenital issues. There is I forgot the basketball player, starts with a G, but he was at the free throw line, was one of the most sought after college athletes in the nation. And he was taking a free throw and he just collapsed and died right there. Because the activity from basketball basically brought out a congenital defect in his heart. Look, man, people die. And John Meadows could have died without being a bodybuilder. We don't have a control group. We don't know if he would have died earlier. We have no idea. So at the end of the day, we're all guessing, but all we could do is be smart, mitigate. Dude, if you're a drinker, if you drink alcohol, take liver and health supplements. If you're someone who's high stress, maybe take some adaptogens like rhodiola and bacopa. That'll help you adapt to your stress, KSM 66. Things like that. If you're someone who gets stressed out, maybe look at meditation. So at the end of the day, we all have our issues, whether it's bodybuilding related or not. And what we could do is mitigate them. What I'm trying to do here is help you live a long, healthy, and prosperous life. So why do pro bodybuilders die so young? Well, number one, we went over this, immunity, their immune system shit. Number two, it could be heart issues. Number three, liver health, huge one. Number four, inflammation. Number five, genetics and bad luck. It is what it is. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts below. Maybe I'm off. My opinion, you can follow my advice. I'll link all the products I talked about down below. If you don't buy my brand, buy some other brand that is comparable because I want you guys to live long, healthy, prosperous lives because I love all of you. Thank you so much. May God bless everyone here. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel, click on the notification bell, share this with your friends. Love y'all. Thank you so much. And if you like this shirt, we can make them. Let me know. Comment down below or send me a DM on Instagram. My Instagram is Marc Lobliner. Take care, guys. That's not a game. The OG and the number one. That's what we're doing. We're doing one of the OGs. Oh, yeah. One of the OGs. The OGs. The original gangsta. I remember doing the images for this flavor, and there was like bubbling, butterscotchy, yummy goodness. And that would be the butterscotch outright bar. I believe for 2 months straight, this is all I ate. The texture and consistency of this. If you're a butterscotch fan like me, oh, it is amazing. But there's one bar, by numbers, is the most amazing bar you've ever seen.
We got it right here, the cookies and cream peanut butter outright bar. Let's take a look at this right here.
Oh, goodness.
Those sandwich cookie bits
Slow down, man. People can't take this all at once. Yeah. Oh, my goodness, man.
Look at that texture.
It's like one of those blizzards from Dairy Queen in bar form. Look at it. It's got little speckles. Like, you got to respect that creativity, that ingenuity. Anyway, we have so many flavors of the outright bar. So many flavors. Upwards of 30 flavors of the outright bar. And I'll tell you what. You eat this butterscotch. So decadent. Then you get the number one flavor, cookies and cream. You can't go wrong. Anyway, guys, outright bar. What's your favorite flavor? Let us know down below. But for now, next time you buy your outright bars, you got to get these two.